everyone, I'm Brent Barnett. Welcome to Brent's Hang, and today we are talking about racks for drummers who don't want racks. Anyway, so we've talked to a number of drummers who use stands, and they say, hey, you know, I use stands, I love the stands, but I'm looking to go in a different direction. I love the functions that racks serve, meaning I love the footprint, I love how it's very small and compact. I love the fact that everything is in the same place every single time. I love how sturdy it is, but I just don't want to play a rack. So we created the Stealth Rack. Let's check it out. So here are the three different styles of Stealth Rack that we offer. We have the GS VMS, the GS VMS Kit, and the GS VMS DS. Let's talk about the GS VMS. This is the basic foundation of the Stealth Rack. This is the building block that you can use for your setup. It is just 3 bars and 2 feet. And the reason for this is maybe you already have a tom mount that you want to put right here in the front post. Maybe you already have a snare basket that you want to use. You don't want to spend money on a snare basket or a tom mount that you already have. Maybe you want to use a double tom mount right here and put two rack toms on it. You know, so you can go 2 up, 2 down, 2 up, 1 down. Maybe you don't want to use a tom at all. Maybe you want to put a cymbal right there. This would be the setup for you. Now the GS VMS Kit is designed for those players that traditionally want to play 1 rack tom up and a snare. And as you can see, it comes with 1 single tom mount, and it comes with a snare basket. Now, this is for those players that don't already have, you know, a tom mount, a single tom mount, or a snare basket. It comes with 2 different size L rods, which is a 10.5 millimeter and also a 12.7 millimeter, because not every brand of drums uses the same size diameter arm to fit their drum bracket. Now this is the GS VMS DS, and the DS stands for dual snare basket. It's got 2 snare baskets, and it's designed for that player that wants to do a rack tom on a snare stand, and then, you know, a snare drum on a snare stand, of course. So with these two type setups right here, you know, you've got your option of 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, 2 down. You know, however you want to do it. Between these 3 different Stealth Rack styles, you can find something that will work perfectly for you. One of the points that's really cool about this rack is that it's very low profile, and that's why we call it stealth. It's got a very distinctive design, and which allows it to actually showcase your drum set more than pretty much any other type of setup that you would use. As you can see, it has a very small footprint. If you were going to mount 3 things, let's say you had a cymbal, rack tom, and a snare stand, you are going to have 3 sets of 3 legs. So you're going to have 9 feet in this compacted little area that are all going to be competing on for the same space on the floor. Now with the Stealth Rack, you can completely clean up all the space that's on the floor by this clamp right here. Allows you to put a boom in there. You could then utilize this rod for the tom, and then you've got the snare stand right here, and it's all connected to just 2 feet. Cleans up the floor, makes your drum kit look much better, and sound guys are going to love it because they don't have to compete with the floor space with you. They can just set their mic stands and go. So this is extremely versatile, and it will work with any kind of setup that you may want to use. Anything from ranging from 4-piece setups to double bass kits. It comes with 3 different size nylon bushings that fit inside this clamp, a 3/4 inch, 7/8 inch, and 1 inch. And if you have, let's say you have a down tube that's a different size, this is 1 inch. You have a down tube that's a 3/4 inch or a 7/8 inch, You can change out the adapters in here to fit the down tube that you may need in order to mount whatever it is you're trying to mount. The 30-inch bent bar that connects the front post to the snare post is designed to accommodate a double bass drum pedal. Those of you that have played no-leg snare stands before and you've connected them to a rack, you know that it's a big pain in the ass to connect a bar to the snare stand and not interfere with the double pedal connector arm. This bend was designed to go over the double pedal connector arm or under the connector arm. And we have a lower profile snare basket. The bass is a little lower than traditional snare basses, so it allows for you to be able to use deeper snares and sit a little bit lower. The rack is very maneuverable. It's very easy to position it. You know, most traditional racks lock you in a certain place and you can't move things very easily, but this is only 2 posts, so it's very easy to move. You know, if you want to move it here, you can move it very easily. So many options with this thing. And one thing that every single drummer can identify with is minimal hardware, minimal weight to carry. Plus, it's very easy to set up and tear down. So here's what it looks like out of the box. Now let's build it. Now let's throw some drums on it. Okay, so here's your bare bones basic 4-piece setup. Rack tom, floor tom, snare, kick drum. And here's your double pedal. Now let's throw some cymbals on it. We got 3 crash cymbals and a ride. Starting on the floor tom side, we've got a ride cymbal with a cymbal stand, crash cymbal with a cymbal stand, and another crash cymbal with a cymbal stand. Go over to the hi-hat side. Looks a little bit different, doesn't it? We've got a crash cymbal and tom stand combined, and this is all in the Stealth rack. The boom fits right into the back clamp of the tom arm. Now let's go over to the hi-hat stand. Notice we have legs. They are not conflicting with anything down here now. Had this been a stand, which it normally would have been tripod stand, you would have had to reposition the legs so that this was stable and this wasn't coming directly conflicting with anything else. Now that you have the crash cymbal, the tom, and snare all together in one complete unit, it's completely and utterly stable. Now I'm going to show you another way of setting up the cymbals the exact same way, but using another member of the Stealth family. And it's much faster, it's much lighter, and it's much more low profile. It's called the GSS-MS, the Stealth Side Mounting System. I'm mounting the same 3 cymbals, only on 2 feet as opposed to 3 stands with 3 legs. There's a 30-inch bar going from front to back, and the highest that you can mount this bar is 15 inches high, so it's very stealth-like. It's very low profile. Notice the amount of space that I have to mount other cymbals and toys and cowbells and whatever else you could use on your floor tom side. You've got a lot of space to do it. Now, if you were using stands, 3 stands is going to be a lot more weight than these 3 bars that you have. Now, think about adding 4 or 5 things onto your right side. That just multiplies the weight that much more. And all you're doing is just adding a boom and adding another clamp. Very simple. At 2 a.m., who wants to carry a bag that's 100 pounds, put it in their trunk of their car, and take it home and unload everything at 2 a.m.? Nobody wants to do that. That's not fun. This will make your setup and tear down so much easier, so much faster, and you're not going to break your back doing it. Let's look at the hi-hat side again. I made a change, and I want to show you a couple more options that you have with this. There's actually plenty of options, but I'm just going to show you a couple. So I removed the 2-leg hi-hat stand, and I added a no-leg hi-hat stand in there. this actually clears up even more space on the floor than we had before. I connected it to the Stealth rack by using the SCEA 300, which is an extension grabber clamp that has an ultra adjust ball, and it'll allow you to position the stand way out here if you wanted to. Secures everything to the Stealth rack, thus clearing up a lot of space on the floor. Now, let's say you want to add another cymbal to the left side. We can always add an extension wing to come off right off the front of the Stealth rack, and you mount a boom right off the extension wing. Or what you could do is eventually, if you wanted to make another side rack and just completely go all side rack on your left side, you just get a longer curved bar and a back leg. Then you've got your left side rack. You can add as many cymbals to it as you want. And that is just one of the many ways that you can use the Stealth rack to your benefit. All right, well, that's it for our show today. Thank you for watching another episode of Brent's Hang. Please leave us a comment below and let us know what you think about this. We're always trying to improve our products, and we would love to know your opinion. So remember to subscribe and like us, and we'll see you next week.